Now coming to some few observations in the Assembly, Mr. Speaker, I tried to collect the order from the Government of India, Home of Ministry Affairs. Yesterday's Vande Mataram, the Hindu rituals that was recited, or the music that was played, I was a little bit disturbed. Today is my 24th year in the Assembly. I'm not trying to blow my trumpet, no. Going through these 24 years, yesterday was the first time I have come across such a thing. The order is written here. I am directed to forward herewith a copy of order relating to the national song of India for strict compliance and with the request to issue suitable instructions to all concerned agencies in this regard. Playing of the national, where it should be played, it is defined here. It's a quite lengthy, let me not go through. But even though it was given, here I don't find assembly. The assembly is not written. I think as a Christian, we believe in one God. We cannot serve two masters. I want to raise my strong objection and resentment of what is really happening in the assembly. I think we should not permit this. I want to address an area of concern because I guess we are all caught up. We are caught by surprise. And we are made to recite or listen to the Hindu rituals of Vande Mataram. This is a new thing and the first of its kind for all of us. As for me, I feel that this is absolutely unnecessary to recite Vande Mataram, as we are already singing the national anthem. The national anthem is already there. Why should we try to recite? When I went through the wordings of the recitement, it is written, "Thou art goddess Durga, lady and queen." They are referring to Durga. How can we do this? We call ourselves secular country, and such imposition, for me, it is not fair. And I'm very sure, if I'm not mistaken, subjected to correction. It is also an infringement to Article 371A. The Article 371A stands here, reads like this: notwithstanding anything in this Constitution, nor Act of Parliament in respect of religious and social practice of the Nagaland. It infringes Clause 1. Such shall apply to the state of Nagaland until and unless the Nagaland Legislative Assembly by a resolution decides so. So for me, if I have missed other assembly, I don't know, but if the assembly by a resolution we pass that we can recite or listen to that Vande Mataram, it's okay. But I think we have not done that. So I want to place on record my strong resentment and disagreement on the recitation of Vande Mataram.
So the concern here is, yesterday on the opening session of this 8th session of Nagaland Legislative Assembly, I for one and the general public of Nagaland were taken to a big surprise by listening to the play and singing of this national song. Sir, actually this Vande Mataram, which now we have recognized as a national song, is actually a poem, which we call it as, pronounce it as poem, composed by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee in the year 1875. And in 1882, this Vande Mataram was published in his Means Chatterjee's novel called Anandamath. Later on, led by Dr. Rabindranath Tagore, he started modifying and developing that very born to a song, started singing, and that is how the Constituent Assembly of India in the year 1950 adopted this Vande Mataram as national song. But so traditionally, historically, due to some controversy over the stanzas, only 2 stanzas were sung and considered as national song. So why it is considered as a controversy for the consumption of this August House, I just want to read out a translated version of this Vande Mataram, stanza 4 and 5. Thou art goddess Durga, lady and queen, with her hands that strike and her swords of sin. Thou art goddess Kamala, Lakshmi, lotus throne, and goddess Vani Saraswati, bestower of wisdom, pure and perfect without beard. Mother, lend thine ear, rich with thy hurrying streams, bright with thy orchard's gleams, dark of hue, O candid fear. In thy soul with jewel hair, and thy glorious smile divine, loveless of all earthly lands, showering wealth from well-stored hands. Mother, mother mine, mother sweet, oh, I bow to thee, mother great and free. Even in 1950s, the leaders, the framers of Indian Constitution have identified those stanzas as controversy. Only as of February 2026, Union Ministry of Home Affairs directed all states and the Union territories, all institutions to sing the original version of this Vande Mataram, including the whole stanzas. Sir, the lines which I have read out, the stanzas, are more to do with full of words of prayer of some religious belief. So the Article 25 of the Indian Constitution guarantees the fundamental rights to each citizen, to freedom of conscience and the freedom to profess and practice. My conscience doesn't allow. I do respect other religion, others' belief, but at the same time, my conscience, my religion, my belief should also be respected. We all love singing national song, but anything and everything cannot be imposed. This is against the rights of each citizen, and it violates the secular and democratic essence of this great nation. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, sir, this matter should be thoroughly pondered over and discussed in order to safeguard the constitutional rights of Indian citizens. Thank you, sir.
I rise to participate briefly on the Governor's address, and also would like to comment my personal views on the so-called national song. Governor's address yesterday was commendable. And the room left to all of us is to work more harder for the development of Nagaland. I would like to express my gratitude and gratefulness to the Government of India and the Government of Nagaland under the leadership of Dr. Neiphiu Rio, Honorable Chief Minister of Nagaland, of course, the ENP leaders, for signing Memorandum of Agreement on the 5th February 2026. FNDA is signed, we are all grateful, but let us see how it has to be shaped and take up and implement the FNDA. There will be lots of work to do, more advices, more hard works, so that signing of FNDA and implementation of FNDA is more meaningful and beneficial to the people of Eastern Nagaland. It is yet to take off. Assembly has to pass an act. Thereafter only we'll discuss thoroughly in this house. Well, I would like to tender my opinion, personal opinion, over the music played during entry and exit of the Honorable Governor in this August House on 2nd March 2026. It was an unusual and surprising moment for me to have heard the music displayed before the music of national anthem. It was but a Vande Mataram. To my understanding, the so-called national song Vande Mataram is but a religious song. It is the religious songs of the Hindus. Being Nagaland a Christian majority state, and being a Christian does not welcome the song and cannot sing willfully. And I also feel that it is rather an imposition over us. Therefore, we should invoke the special constitutional provision under Article 371A, which stipulates that no act of Parliament shall apply to Naga religious, social practices, customary laws, criminal, civil justice, or land and resources ownership, unless the Nagaland Legislative Assembly resolve to accept it. I would therefore request all the honorable members of this August House to resolve and to reject the inclusion of Vande Mataram, music or song, before a national anthem. As such, together we can exercise constitutional provision and protect the Article 371A. Thank you, sir.
Now, honorable members have explained about the national song being sung. I pray that we as elected members of the August House, yes, we all have our opinions to share. The national song has been adopted by the Constituent Assembly in the year 1950. Vande Mataram, written by Bankim Ji, the way it became a national song was also, we have to understand the context in how during that time the battle and the fight against the British Empire and all those things were there. Today, India, our nation, being 142 crore population, having more than 100 crore in Hindu population. Sir, I would like to just let us feel and understand, even if we don't want to sing it, even if we think that it is a religious issue. The way the rest of the country epitomizes motherland is describing, according to their thought process, in the form of Durga, the one who fights, in the form of Saraswati, the one who gives knowledge, in the forms of Lakshmi, that gives wealth. I'm not here to justify, but at least we can all respect the sentiment of the nation. Just like in Christian schools, where I studied, I too am a Christian. When we pray, "Our Father who art in heaven," I have seen my Hindu brothers, sisters, Muslims, all folding their hands and praying, "Our Father in heaven, holy be your name." Likewise, the idea of secularism is not an expert I am, but the idea of secularism is a thought process of accepting and respecting each other's thought process also. So I pray that we should not take it personally as an infringement on Article 371A or on our faith as followers of Christ, but we should take it as a national song, and wherever it's sung, whenever it's sung, it's our duty as citizens of this country to give the best respect that we can give. Honorable Speaker, sir, thank you very much.
Speaker, sir, many of my colleagues have already voiced their concerns regarding the playing of the instrumental version of Vande Mataram as a prelude to the national anthem yesterday. I would also like to register my opposition to this proposal and practice. I hold in high regard the inclusive governance championed by our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, which emphasizes social justice and aims to deliver benefits to every citizen, truly embodying the principle of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. This guiding philosophy unites individuals from diverse backgrounds, religions, and regions in the pursuit of equitable development for all, free from discrimination. Speaker, sir, in the spirit of inclusion and constitutional respect, I feel compelled to express my concerns regarding the recent practice and proposal to mandate the singing of the full version of Vande Mataram in this esteemed house. While the initial stanzas, as pointed out by the earlier speakers, are widely acknowledged as a secular homage to our motherland, yet the later stanzas contain explicit devotional references to specific Hindu deities. For a state like ours, Nagaland, where the majority of our citizens identify as Christian, this presents a significant conflict of conscience. My opposition to this proposal is not rooted in any lack of patriotism, but rather in a profound commitment to upholding the constitutional rights and religious identities of our people. The Constitution of India, as also mentioned earlier by earlier speakers, under Article 25, guarantees the freedom of conscience and the right to profess, practice, and propagate one's religion, mandating the recitation of verses that venerate deities outside of one's faith, directly infringes upon this sacred freedom. Speaker, sir, the strength of India lies in its secular fabric, where the state remains neutral and respectful of all faiths. Nagaland's unique cultural and religious identity is a vital part of this diversity. Our patriotism is unwavering, demonstrated through our service, our dedication to the nation's development, and our respect for national symbols such as the tricolor and our national anthem, Janagana Mana, which beautifully and inclusively celebrates the essence of India. To impose a religiously specific hymn in this august house would be to overlook both our constitutional safeguards and the delicate balance of mutual respect that sustains our unity. True unity is achieved not through compulsion, but by honoring the conscience of every individual. Speaker, sir, I humbly suggest that this song of ours, as I say this, I would like to play a devil's advocate to the House, to the members of this August House. If we have to have a prelude to the national anthem, and if permissible, let us sing this song. God bless my Nagaland, the land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains and the valleys and the hilltops where I roam. God bless my Nagaland, my home, sweet home. Therefore, Speaker sir, I respectfully urge this House to reconsider this practice. Let us champion expressions of patriotism that unite rather than divide, that respect rather than impose, and that genuinely reflect the inclusive spirit of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Thank you.
Let us come back to the issues that our friends have been very passionately presenting to you, Speaker Sir, about yesterday's playing of the Vande Mataram. Oxford Dictionary, Speaker Sir, if you see, what is song? Song is a short poem or other set of words set to music. What is anthem? A rousing song identified with particular cause. So national anthem, we all respect as and when it is being played, and we honor both the national flag and the national anthem. There's a vast difference between anthem and the song. Even if they try to justify the national song, Honorable Minister Inalong is out, is no more in the chamber. He was trying to change the narrative. No, I totally disagree with what he has put forward in his argument. That is only trying to change the narrative, which I will not accept that kind of narrative. And therefore, there is a vast difference between song and anthem, the literal meaning itself. And we respect the national anthem. We have been playing that whenever it is being played. Even if we are not instructed, we all stand on our feet and pay respect to the national anthem. Now, this issue, it has been a long controversial issue, as some of our earlier speakers, honorable members have already presented. From the beginning, it was a controversial song, and therefore they could not adopt in unanimity, in unison, for which it has been just kept for floating like that. But all of a sudden, this was imposed on us, which we ought to register our resentment. India is known for unity in diversity. It is also because of the various diversity of religion, not only in terms of culture, not only in terms of its geographical habitation, not only in terms of costumes or food habits, but because of accommodating various religions in India. You have seen Jews, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Parsis. Many have taken refuge in India when they were persecuted in some other countries. Today, how can we encourage imposition of one religion on all the communities in the states? Because we cannot and we should not accept this. India is not like this. We are partnering with our BJP friends. They are at the hands of affairs in the national government, in the state of Nagaland as well as in Manipur, especially the party where I belong, NPF. But we are a regional party, and for which, wherever it conflicts the party's ideology, the core ideology, the party manifesto, the party political philosophy, it is my duty, it is the duty of the party, of the honorable MLAs, to defend our people, our faith. For which I am taking this courage to tell you that as far as my party, the party which we represent, our Honorable Chief Minister is here sitting as a party president, I am the Secretary General, and therefore, from our side, I would like to convey to you, Speaker Sir, that we are not agreeable to this playing of the Vande Mataram preceding the national anthem. I kept saying this when I was arguing about one nation, one election. When Congress was in power, especially in 1975 emergency, Congress was Indira, Indira was Congress. So all the regional parties came up together to oust them from the corridor of power. Today, our BJP friends have become very powerful. They should also be mindful of how people have rejected because of declaration of emergency, because of their overusing, abusing power after gaining power. So therefore, this message, writing on the wall, should be also taken into consideration by the BJP friends, both in the state as well as in the center. Speaker, sir, there was a case you would feel interested to know because you are from a law background. In Bijoy Emmanuel versus State of Kerala, where the brothers, Emmanuel brothers, they were a religious follower called Jehovah Witnesses. And these three kids, the siblings, they are brothers and sisters, they were expelled from the school because of the fact that they stood, of course, in respect of the national anthem when it is being played in the school. But they did not sing. They did not open their mouth. Let us say like that. They may be singing inside their heart. Many of us actually, I love singing, but many doesn't sing opening their mouth. But they have not seen their mouth being opened while it is being played. And therefore, it was challenged in the court that these people, they were expelled there was an order from the government and they were expelled from the school. They went to the court and the Supreme Court has given them relief that when the religious, the practice of their religion, Jehovah Witnesses have such kind of belief that they can only owe allegiance to the God that they believe. They should not be forced bound to sing the national anthem. The very fact that they have stood in reverence, in respecting the national anthem, that should be enough. So, ultimately the court gave directive and they were readmitted to the school again. In the judgment, what did the judge say? Speaker sir, we are debating on this because it is, I will dwell more on the legal aspect. Political aspect is one, it is a motive issue, I can understand, but we should also have a basis why we are against and why we should be defended to them. They said in the Bijoy Emmanuel versus State of Kerala, Article 25 is an article of faith in the Constitution. Faith, F-A-I-T-H, Speaker sir. Incorporated in recognition of the principle that the real test of true democracy in the ability of even on insignificant minority. Jehovah Witnesses must be we hardly heard, isn't it? A small group of people, maybe, like the Pentecostal, the revival, something like that, because ours is the Baptist-dominated state. So they said, even on insignificant minority, to find its identity under the country's constitution. Even insignificant minority religion finds shelter under this Article 25. What does it say? Article 25, Speaker sir, you have the Constitution with you, I guess. 25 says, freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion, subject to public order, morality and health, and to the other provision of this part. All persons are equally entitled. All persons are equally entitled to freedom of conscience. We are talking about conscience, Speaker sir. And the right freely to profess, practice, and propagate religion. So here, what is the relevant word here is conscience. My conscience as a Christian does not permit me to stand in reverence to the Vande Mataram, as our elder speakers have pointed out, that thou art goddess Durga. I'll not refer to save your time, so thou art goddess Durga. we have all respect for our Hindu religion, Muslim religion, all religion. But what does our Bible teaches us? Speakers, I have the Bible with me. This is King James Version. I'll take out from the word of Exodus. Exodus 24:5. I'll only read 2 verses. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. I am referring this, speaker sir, because of this verse, Exodus 25:6, my conscience does not allow, and it is against my faith, that to pay reverence to this Vande Mataram. It can be played anywhere else, but I think as far as my conscience and the conscience of this house is concerned, since we profess our own religion, therefore, this is against the very best tenets of the constitutions, because if you say Article 51A, it is Part 4A, Fundamental Duties, Speaker said. What does it say? It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. Article 51A is the fundamental duties. It is very clear that we are bound to pay respect to the national anthem. National anthem. There is nowhere mentioned as national song. So our debate here is confined to the Constitution of India, where it is being properly orchestrated, debated, and adopted by the Constituent Assembly for the good of all of us. So therefore, today our presentation is within the bound of the Constitution only. Let me come back to that judgment, that the expulsion of the 3 children for the reason, I'm again coming back to the Emmanuel case. Because of their consensuously held religion faith, they do not join the singing of the national anthem in the morning assembly, is in violation of their fundamental right, is in violation of their fundamental right, the freedom of conscience. Because this is not my language. This is, I've taken out from the Bara 22 of that judgment. Vijay Emmanuel versus State of Kerala. Freedom of conscience and freely profess, practice and propagate religion. The judge concluded in this way, speakers, that our tradition teaches tolerance, our philosophy preaches tolerance, our constitution, speakers, our constitution practices tolerance. Let us not dilute it. That was the conclusion of the judge. So therefore, speakers, in my humble submission, that this is totally in violation of the fundamental rights guaranteed to its citizens and also the fundamental duties which is already enshrined in our Constitution. Therefore, I would like to urge that this House pass a necessary order that may be befitting, you will know better, that as far as Nagaland Assembly is concerned, as far as Nagaland State is concerned, our people and the elected members are not in a position to accept this imposition, and we will continue to oppose this imposition on us.